The control said something about Q for radio. I'm definitely doing something, but I don't hear any music. Don't you dare let her off the phone, David. She needs to pay attention to the road, Nora. I'm hanging up. Like hell you are. I know. You keep her on the goddamn phone. I'll listen to her getting sucked up into a tornado before I have to sit around and just worry about it. I gotta turn down the volume a bit. That's pretty heavy. So you have to put $2 in the jar. She could get in a wreck, especially with this wind. You'd probably be able to hear her get in a wreck. I read this. Okay, bud, now that, yeah. Can you see anything? I can only see rain. Talk to your mother, Kelly. Kelly, can you see anything out there? Oh, shit. I said something I didn't do last time. That's okay. I'm wondering if you see any corn. Plenty corn. Now's not the time, Kelly. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I just clipped space and... Sorry. The tornado was east of here. If Kelly went to Grandpa's house, she's northwest of here. She wouldn't see a tornado unless there was another one, which is very possible. I just wanted to make sure, Ben, you dick, so just shut up. Stop making your mom worried. If Kelly gets sucked into a tornado, or gets in a car wreck, can I have her computer? Benjamin, Franklin, something, shut up. She won't need it. If she's not using it, no one will be. It wouldn't be fair if I couldn't have it. Okay, but I think that's fair. If Kelly gets sucked into a freaking tornado, I'm sure she'd be okay with you letting you have a computer. What about her room? Please, Ben, that's enough. Just shut the fuck up. I tell you what. We'll leave her room on the table. You never know. We could get some damage here, and her room might have a giant hole in the ceiling. If I were you, I'd wait and see in that investment. Alright, that's a good point. Your brother sometimes. God bless him. Let me talk to him. You sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, you asked for it. Hey, Ben. You dick, I want to talk to you. I don't want to. You can ask her about that computer. Let me have let me have the phone. Dad says I can have your computer if you crash or get sucked into a tornado. Hello to you too, Ben. He also said that I might be able to have your room, but I'm holding off to see if it's more damaged than mine after the storm, before I commit to anything. That's smart business, my boy. It's just common sense, even though I didn't think of it. It was Dad who told me. Anyone who thought about it would come to the same conclusion. I guess you're right. You guess or you know. You shouldn't have to guess if I'm right or not. I either am or I'm not. You're definitely right, man. Mom and Dad are arguing in the corner. They don't think I can hear them. They're arguing about. Mom thinks we should be in the storage room on the east side of the house because she says it's further underground. Well, is it? No. On the walls it's only halfway covered. She's also afraid that the water heater in here could explode. If it happens, we'd be killed. Even if we were in the other room, we'd freaking burn to death. So you guys are in the safest room. We are at least likely to be killed by a tornado if we're in this room. But there's no guarantee in either room. Tornadoes and debris are unpredictable. Sounds like you've thought this out. It's just common sense, sis. You scared? Yeah. Yes, I'm scared. Oh shit, the radio's on. Can I get it on again? Come on. Okay, it's coming on again. Anything I can do to help? How? I don't know, you tell me. My stomach hurts. I want to do a story like we used to. I already wrote one today. Oh. You want to read it to me? I left it in my room. I would get it, but Mom and Dad would yell at me because it's too dangerous to go upstairs during a tornado warning. They're right, you know. It isn't safe, I know. I could just tell you this story, I remember it. Remember the whole thing? Yes, I have an excellent memory. That's right. You ready? Wait. What's it called? Untitled. Oh, well. Okay then. You ready now? Yeah. Hit me. A village sat in a wide valley, cut high in the mountains. It was a place of plenty, a gash of green in the otherwise cold slate rising above on all sides. A small village of people called the place Vu, though those who lived higher in the mountains, mining for precious glints of yellow and blue, called it the Through. Those in the valley, the Through. I didn't see the little period there, sorry. Those people called it the Through. The Through? The tough. It's tough without an R. So with an R, it's gotta be trough, right? They call it the trough. Those in the valley treated this name as an insult, for they thought it was a name unfit for their fair village. The people of Vu, or the trough, had lived there for centuries. They were mostly farmers, though a fair number of merchants made a home in the valley for most of the year, save for the month when they would venture upward into the mining towns to sell the harvest's bounty at a premium. They would return home with bags filled with chips of yellow and blue tied to their fine leather belts, clinking brightly with the wealth. The next year, they would trade half of their shining flints to the farmers for a share of the harvest that they would in turn cart up to the mining villages yet again. Food followed up and outward from the valley, and the yellow and blue would trickle down, gathering in the valley like a collection This continued for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. Dozens of generations of farmers, farmer fathers, and merchant sons were born, grew wealthier, and were buried beneath the plush pasture of the valley, until the beast descended. The mining folk in the higher reaches of the mountains had passed tales of the beast around for as long as their history stretched. At the highest peak of the northernmost mountain. Dude, Ben, the fucking words you use are tough for me to read sometimes. Don't blame me. At the highest peak of the northernmost mountain, they said, lived the beast. It watched in all directions through slit eyes, biding its time until it would enact a calamity. It was a nightmare of immense and terrible power. The miners would whisper, a thing of abject cruelty. But it was also a patient creature. It waited until it felt ready to unleash such cruelty and malice that its ravenous hunger for chaos would be sated. Am I reading this right? Some believed it waited until enough infants cried out with newborn wails. Whales. Not whales as in the swimming in water giant. Do you even call them fish? I guess, I don't know. Sorry. Veils. Whales? Veils? It's veils, right? Why did I say whales? Newborn veils to descend from its perch and devour. Fucking words, man. Each and every last babe. Others believed it was simply waiting until an age of plenty before cascading down an era of sickness and madness, of fire and char and blood. Why am I doing this? I can't read. Upon all those it peered upon from the mountaintop. It's not fair though. This kid writes properly, okay? It's not fair. And one day, after hundreds of generations of farmers and traders had lived and died in the valley, it appeared in Vuhu. The beast had risen in the trough. Sorry, that was the beast, by the way. I was just imitating the beast to give you like the feel and the atmosphere and stuff, you know? You're like, oh, sound effects. And it appeared without warning, with neither sound nor furry. Well, sound? No sound? You just heard the sound. I'm sorry. I made a beast sound. When apparently it appeared with neither sound nor furry. I'm sorry. It was simply there. Curled atop 4 legs, steaming breath rising from a black maw, leathery wings folded in on its hulking shape. It towered over the center of the village, ominously silent. It did not move. It did not even seem to be living, save for the sleeping steam billowing. The sleep again. I'm sorry. Safe for the seeping steam billowing from its slime-slicked snout. At first, the people of Vu peeked at the beast from behind. Ooh. No, sorry. They peeked at the beast from behind. Yummy. Give me some of that beast butt. I want some of that beast butt. At first, the people of Vu peeked at the beast from behind shuttered windows, sneaking glances of the butt. No, sneaking glances from the safety of embroidered drapery. How old is this kid again? How old is this kid? He talks like a tiny little kid. I want my big sister's computer. She's not gonna use it if she dies. I want it. But at the same time, he's writing shit like this. Holy cow. An hour passed, then 2, and when the sun had reached its highest point, the people began to emerge from their homes to approach the creature. The beast seemed to be sleeping. The bravest souls crept close enough that those looking on would later say that their figures seemed darkened, as if the beast leached the light off their skin. Reading. The people of Vu, or the Trough, gathered to discuss what was to be done. The beast slumbered, but for how long? Why did it sleep? And perhaps most worryingly of all, how had it arrived in their valley? Not a soul had seen its arrival. It was almost as if the thing had simply materialized in the center of the village, or some proposed it had emerged from the earth itself. But if that was the case, how had the soil, their valuable, rich, rare earth, the source of their plenty and their affluence, birthed such a terrible creature? The villagers decided to stay in their valley. The creature slept, and the creature breathed. Otherwise it would die. With each breath, its skin rolled, animating the thorny black scales into a rolling obsidian briar. But it did not rouse or rouse. Mouse. Rouse. It did not move. It did not rain terror from the skies, nor did it consume children by the score. It slept. It was not even having a slumber party. It was just sleeping. Sleeping Beauty. Beauty and the Beast. Except this is the Beast that's sleeping. Alright. The farmers continued to tend their lands. The merchants made their yearly trek up the treacherous trails. Fucking hell, man. I should have obviously picked another game because I read terribly today. To collect what little chips of wealth the miners had collected in exchange for the farmers' yield. Year after year, however, there seemed to be a little less. Is that the third yawn? In one video? A little less harvest, a little less yellow and blue, passed around in the snowy alcoves carved from unforgiving rock. A little less green in the valley, a little less light. This continued for 20 years, until the day it began to rain. The people of Vu watched the clouds roll in, not from the south, whence the clouds usually arrived, laden with water from a faraway sea, but from the north, where there was but ice and stone and mountain. And on the highest mountain, the beast, the rain draped the valley in a dampness that did not relent, but instead crept into every corner. The mountains themselves seemed to sweat and pour water into the valley. The water carried with a quiet rod. The first harvest after the rains began produced a meager crop, and what little could be gathered was black with mold before the merchants had a chance to trade for their yellow and blue. What the fuck is this yellow and blue? Their livestock fared no better. The animals began developing weeping sores that became infected and killed with a quick fever. That winter, the people of the there's no H, you idiot. Well, there is, but not in the beginning. The trough. That winter, the people of the trough, or Vu, watched one another waste away as they began to starve. The next harvest was worse. Every last crop had turned mealy and infested before midsummer. By the last of the season, the last of the livestock were dead. That winter, the people of the trough watched one another descend into a state of hungry devouring the rotting wood Sloth wood. Wood, the rotting wood. Their penises are rotting. No, I'm sorry. I never said that. Devouring the rotting wood, sloughing from their homes in slimy heaps, and their fine leather belts that once held yellow and blue, now sprouting spores of black fucking mold. The villages and its residents were rotting away. The beast slept. As the rain from the north continued into their third year, the few remaining people in the trough began to prophesy about the beast. It had come and brought with it great devastation, they could agree. It had brought the rains from the north, and it had brought a rot to the village that would not relent. Sorry. Squatting in what little remained of their crumbling homes, they dreamed of the day that the beast would be satisfied, when it would wake and leave their frickin' valley and allow them to farm the land and trade with the miners for the bits of wealth and of wealth yet again. That's what the time will come, they said, when the beast will wake from its slumber and spread its wings, reaching from one end of the valley to the other, and with a beast of those mighty wings, it will ascend aloft. It will ascend aloft, a squall, and the wind will lift away our rod. The villagers waited for this day to come. A generation came and went, born into the rain and long rotten in the moldy dirt. They were very few, but still clung to the hope that the beast would finally feel it had caused enough ruin and returned to its mountain perch. But the beast slept until it did not. The day the beast awoke, the villagers celebrated. They watched it stretch its long, horrible and horrifying form into shape, hiding, shuddering as it shook the decades of rain from the thorny scales. They sang to the beast as it stood uncertainly and reared on its haunches, unfolding the scarred leather wings from one end of the valley to the other. I really wish I could read well. This is quite an alright story, and I wish I could read it properly without fucking up all the fucking time. God damn it. Okay. The time of the beast's departure had finally arrived. The time had come for the cleansing wind. The beast beat its wings, emitting a tired and ugly groan as it lifted from the sudden earth. With a final sigh, it shot high into the air, sending a great gust of wind through the valley that toppled what dismal dwellings remained. haphazardly standing. Is that a word? Haphazardly. Or am I meant to read it as an F? Haphazardly? PH can sometimes become an F. But I mean, it says hazard. Hazardly. Haphazard. Fuck is that? The valley was wiped clean. The villagers were knocked from their feet by the rush of wind. As they struggled upright, they felt the sun on their skin for the first time. They rejoiced, their pale forms dancing in a pitiful display of frailty. They could return to the ways of their ancestors. They could know plenty. They planted their first crop before the grass had even greened, with the newfound acuity for the hunger pains that plagued them constantly. But the grass did not wax green, and the crops did not grow. The decades of rain from the north had left the earth poisoned. There was no going back. They would not know plenty, nor would they silence the constant muttering of their stomachs. Their rod had been lifted. In its place, sterility. The sun shone, but it was on a new land, a land turned to jagged, unforgiving slate, where perhaps bits of yellow and blue could be scavenged if one dug deeply enough to find a petrified leather belt. That's the end.